Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Today I'll be walking you through analysis of a selected book collection focusing on how it reflects themes of socialization, classroom culture, student identity, and broader societal values. Now let's get started. Analyzing the collection. As you can see, I'm going to use the first 8 books from the collection of The Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. So, when analyzing this collection, one thing becomes very clear. While the story is primarily centered around a white suburban middle class nuclear family, the main character is influenced by multiple forms of socialization. We see family socialization, peer influences, the role of school, and even media trends playing a huge part in shaping his experiences. Themes such as bullying, popularity, hierarchies, gender roles, and cultural expectations within family and school are all explored in a way that's accessible for middle school readers. Classroom culture. If a teacher used these books in their classroom, we could infer that the classroom culture is likely focused on relatability and engagement. The books are humorous and easy to understand, which is great for middle schoolers. While the series is more male-centered, it is still provide it still provides universal themes that everyone can relate to, especially those around growing up, facing social pressures, and navigating identity. Impact on student identity. So, seeing their own lives or those of their peers positively reflected in literature can be deeply empowering for students. These books show realistic ups and downs of middle school life, and students can see characters overcome real challenges. That promotes both self efficiency and a stronger self concept. So, even if a student doesn't feel seen at home or at school, just reading about someone who shares their experiences can offer comfort, connection, and hope. Positive framing and diverse representation. It's important that we're mindful of how characters are portrayed, especially in stories involving diverse populations. One example of positive framing comes from The Ugly Truth, which is the 5th book in the series. In this story, the main character, Greg, starts to genuinely appreciate everything his mother does. This shift portrays mother figures and women more broadly as kind of strong, essential, and nurturing, which kind of moves away from the typical overprotective mom stereotype. This is shown a whole lot throughout the entire series over and over, so it's kind of beaten into your head that the mom is always going to be there looming over. So, this kind of subtle character development is important in showing authentic appreciation rather than just comic exaggeration. 2 different classroom settings. All right, let's imagine 2 different classrooms. We have classroom A, we'll say is located in a suburban area, and classroom B, which we'll say is located in a urban downtown area. While these books reflect more of a suburban middle class experience, students in both classrooms could still find value in them. The themes of friendship, fitting in, pressure, and identity are universal. However, students in classroom A may feel more directly represented, and while those in classroom B might connect more through shared emotions rather than cultural context. These are some things to all consider when comparing the 2 classrooms. So then we can understand, kind of like the best of both worlds while comparing and contrasting. Literature as a cultural mirror. Literature has always been a mirror and a mold for culture. It reflects how we see ourselves, our values, our roles, and even our norms. It can reinforce societal expectations or challenge them. In this case, literature helps structure middle school identity development, how kids think they should behave, feel, and fit in. So it's just a mirror, like we said. And we can all relate to all of these different things. We've all had our own middle school experiences. You know, I had a middle school dance, made some middle school friends, middle school homework, all of that. It's all wrapped into this, and it's a really good reflection of what is being experienced. Multicultural reflection. Even though this book series lacks overt diversity, there are still valuable multicultural elements. In the third wheel, the seventh book, we follow Greg as he attends a school dance. This moment shows the awkward, often messy beauty of social interaction among kids from different backgrounds. It reflects the complexity of multicultural life today, even if it's not always explicitly labeled as such. It's a great example of how everyday interactions can teach empathy, tolerance, and the value of difference. Conclusion. Alright, so to wrap it all up, while this book series has its limitations, it still offers meaningful insights to socialization, identity, and youth culture. With the right framing, even less diverse literature can prompt important classroom discussions around empathy, understanding, and belonging. Thank you. Thank you.